Yo, the craziest thing just happened, right? So, I uploaded that video earlier today, the video doing the arena run, and literally right after I finished uploading that video, there was a freaking earthquake, man. Like, what the hell is going on? I did an arena video, the world is ending. That was the type of vibes that hit me just now. Okay, so regardless of all that, if you guys don't live on the northeast of America, then the earthquake is probably irrelevant to you. Okay, so we got our bad boy here, baby boy Frederick from the Tempest Trials, so we're going to be taking a look at him. I got some builds for him if you're interested in building him up. I don't think he's a bad unit necessarily. He's got some nice support abilities here. He's able to grant attack and defense up 6, and also bonus doubler and wary fighter to either the ally on your team with the highest defense that is in 2 spaces of him, or the ally that has a support partnership with him, which, I mean, it's either or is fine. It doesn't really make much of a difference, so just pick whichever one of those effects you prefer, and then you're going to be able to get your supports there. Now, he's a Cavalry Axe-type unit, and he's pretty similar to Mauvier, who we got not so long ago. He was the last Grand Hero Battle, like, Cavalry-type unit, and he's also another support-type unit, and he's also a bulky type of unit as well. The difference, though, is I would say Mauvier's probably got a better stat placement than him, because Mauvier has a dump on speed, whereas Frederick just has needless points in speed, which is taking away from his res bulk, which kind of hurts right now. Res is a very important stat at the moment. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at Frederick now. So these are his stats. He's got 41 HP. We have 46 attack, 28 speed, 47 defense, and then 23 res. So his overall BST, as we can see over here, is 184. That is or 185 rather. It's pretty much the exact same as what Mauvier has overall, so they score the same. They've both got perf weapons and all of that stuff. If we take a look at his base kit over here, so we talked about his weapon a little bit. It also gives him other effects besides the support. It's giving him some self-sufficiency too. He gets all stats of 5, a guaranteed follow-up, and then also 20% bonus damage based on his defense, and then 30% flat damage reduction, which is pierceable, but that's perfectly fine. No stat checks involved, so we'll definitely take that. Okay, so our boy Frederick also, he has 1 super boon. It's on plus defense. It would have been nice to get plus attack, because he's going to hit pretty decently hard. He's getting the true damage based on his defense stat as attack, so that's going to help him out. And then also with the bonus doubler and the all stats of 5, he could do some things. He could hit relatively hard, I guess, for one of these types of units. So it wouldn't be too bad if he had a super boon on attack, but whatever, it's fine. Plus defense will definitely take. And just to do a quick stat comparison between him and Mauvier before we move on. So Frederick has 1 less HP. He's got 2 more points of attack. He's got 10 more points of speed, which, like we brought up earlier, is completely needless here. He's got 1 more point of defense, and then he trails by 12 points of res. They're very similar in everything else besides res and then speed. So, like, I would definitely take the higher speed than the higher res, or the higher res than the higher speed at the moment. And then on top of that, Mauvier is also granting a better support. I would say he gives Hexblade and Null Panic, which is a little bit rare. Like, Hexblade is not very common to be getting. Whereas, like, bonus doubler, there's quite a lot of ways to be getting that right now. Like the Spring Mirabilis, who is surprisingly one of the better dancers in the game, I would say. So, like, getting it from her. There's also Juno, who just gives it to all allies in 2 spaces, and a plethora of other units that can just start of turn support your units with bonus doubler. So, kind of an oversaturated pool of support with bonus doubler, but, I mean, it's fine. We'll still take Frederick for what he can do. Alright, so here is our very first build for him. So this one is just playing up the fact that we can boost up his defenses pretty well. He doesn't have -1 special trigger on his weapons, so that means he's a prime candidate for Gambit 4. And then Miracle with the 5-hit special is going to give us the most out of Gambit 4. I've got the Ike Emblem ring on him. I don't know how relevant that's going to be. You could also go for Ether as well if you want some more damage and healing, but Miracle, I think, is perfectly fine for a tanky type of unit like him. And then we're just going balls to the walls attack and defense here. Earth Fire boost and then Alarm attack and defense. Incited attack and defense would have been a really good call for him as well, but that skill doesn't exist yet, unfortunately. So we got to go for Alarm attack and defense anyway. It's still fine. It gives us Kanto 1 and then tons of attack and defense. Clash for the Sacred Seal because it's pretty easy for him to get the most movement out of it because he is a cavalry type. And then we have Guard Echo also, the new Echo skill that's going to be on basically everything. The only, Echo skill that's worthwhile over Guard is Soaring Guidance, and that's only for flyers. So, I don't know, man. Guard Echo is going to be popping up on a lot of these builds here from now on. So, there you go there. And then, Rally Speed and Res, I guess, because his weapon is giving attack and defense support. So, if you wanted to really go all in with the bonus doubler support, he can just rally the ally to get the other 2 stats. So that's the reasoning behind that. All right, and then here is the second build here for our boy Frederick. This time we're going for No Quarter and the Marth Emblem Ring. So we get -1 and No Quarter is at 2 hits and it pierces DR. Then we got the combo of Clash and Lull, which is actually a pretty nice combo for a stat ball type of unit, like he's going to be trying to do with his bonus doubler and things. So we nullify our penalties and nullify the foe's bonuses. So it's like Fox only, 4 stock, final destination, no items, all of those old memes from Melee. Pretty much that's what this guy wants to do. Just focus all in on his defense. You don't need to go crazy with the DR. He's getting a little bit from his weapon and a little bit from Guard Echo, but really just building up his raw defense I think can also work out pretty well. And more defense is also going to raise the amount of true damage he gets out of his weapon attacks, so that's also another reason to build up that. There's not too many other skills I would recommend for him. I mean, you could try, the distant counter skills, like Prime 4, or one of the solo skills, like maybe Def Res, Distant Solo, or whatever, but problem is, his res, once again, is not the greatest, so you don't really want him to be engaging against mage-type enemies that are going to just shred him anyway. So focus on melee matchups, focus on defense, and I think he should be good to go. So is Frederick worth building up? I would have to say he's valuable if you want, you could get something out of him. He's a decent support option, but I would say I still think Mauvier is probably better. So if you were to build one of these two, I would say go for Mauvier. That is just my opinion. Unless Frederick is a favorite of yours and you just want to build him up, then by all means, go ahead. So that's going to wrap us up for this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the coverage on Baby Frederick. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas. And I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.